Hi friends, my name is Grisel with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. This time it's going to be a little bit deeper than the typical ones that I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of Sagey Sage to get us started. This is nothing new, pretty typical of what I do. Clear out any old energies, any residuals, any of my energy. Get that all cleared out for us. I will also leave the, of course, pick a card options for everyone to choose from. If you don't want to sit through this, that's not a problem either. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, I want to thank you so much for stopping in. Those of you that are brand new, thank you so much for your time as well. I really appreciate everyone. And as per usual, I hope that everyone really finds exactly what it is that they are seeking on this channel. So we're going to go ahead and do something a bit different. Hopefully I will not burn down the house. And if I do, you'll be privy to it because that's just how we do. And I'm going to be using today an ice cream scooper. Don't judge me. I have incense tongs on the way. I'm just not one known for my patience. So we're going to get this little charcoal disc burning. And I want to thank my new friend also from Loot and Lore in Grass Valley for introducing me to this trick. I love it. Incredibly beautiful. So we're gonna burn a little bit of resin as well. And because I'm dealing with an ice cream scooper, don't judge me. So we're gonna go ahead and use some frankincense and myrrh. You guys want to see this? Burn, baby, burn. Anyways, I'm probably the only one fascinated by smoke and fire here. But you're welcome. So today we're going to be talking about healing. And whatever needs to heal, how it's coming. What does that look like in your life? Okay, because we're all individuals. We're all different. So that is what the focus is on today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we are choosing from. I don't know if you guys can see this. Looks like you may be able to. And the kitty cat that's waving hi. All right. Clear this area. So we're going to go to the pile selections. We're going to have, I heard 4 piles. I wasn't intending on that, but okay. We're going to go ahead and do pile number 1. This will be pile number 2. This will be pile number 3. And this will be pile number 4. Let's see if you can see them better. So again, focused on healing, we are going to choose from one of these. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yes, I will have this in the little thumbnail and description box. And I'll see you there. Hi, pile number 1. We're doing things extra spooky today because, of course, it's the month of October. Why not? If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. And if you missed my intro, once again, I want to thank you so much for showing up. If you're brand new to my channel, thank you for your time, your energy, your effort, your attention. And for those of you that are not brand new to I Heard This Fuckery, sorry about that. Everybody's feeling sassy today. Then I want to extend a warm welcome back to all of you. I appreciate your presence here. So today we are going to be using this little guy. It's our pile number 1. And we're focusing on healing. So let's see what that looks like, pile number 1. And if you hear yelling in the background, I really apologize. I don't have a lot of control over that, unfortunately. Yeah, that's just how it goes. But wait, I see a candle that has burnt out. Interesting. We're going to light this again. So maybe you guys can have a lot of commotion going on in your lives right now. It could feel like things might be a little bit out of your control. Or the initial messages that I'm getting. Messages, Grisel. Enunciate, right? Okay. So, pile number 1. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1, please. Anything that's going to be helpful, healing, help us to understand what pile number 1 needs to heal from or know, and how that looks in their lives. And show me now. Ritual, grounding for your crown chakra. Let's do this right here. Grounding for the crown chakra, right? I'm going to go ahead and read from the book. I actually bought this at Loot and Lore. That's, if you cannot tell, one of my favorite places. And lately it's my go-to because I now live in town. Yay! So, Loot and Lore from Grass Valley. They have another location, by the way, in case you're interested. And this is called the Self-Love Oracle. Find peace and happiness through the chakras, okay? So, choose one or more activities below. Look for rainbows, especially double rainbows, which become more frequent. Take photos of beautiful places in nature and look for orbs and rays of colored light in the images. Or sit under a tree and daydream. Just be in nature. Well, remember, we are human beings, not human doings, right? Count butterflies and listen to birds call. Collect the dew of the flowers, and at first light of the day touches them, then drink the dew. I don't know about that one, but lie on a carpet of green grass and listen. Walk in nature, especially inside the body of water. Smell flowers and touch their petals incredibly gently so as not to leave a mark. Say I love you and thank you. Walk a shoreline in bare feet or watch a sunset and sunrise every day for the next 40 days. Go surfing. You may find dolphins come and join you to catch a wave. So anyways, basically, ooh, I like this one. Sit opposite of another human being and silently gaze into their eyes. Now, friends, okay, you know I'm a total dork, so please warn your friends that you're going to do this and don't just like jump in there and be like staring at people and they're going to be thinking that you're eye-effing them because you're just silent and you're looking into their eyes, okay? Don't be awkward like me. But that is something that can really help ground you, okay? And for those of you that are not, well, those of you that are new to my channel, you know that this is not necessarily a soft channel, or, yeah, we have some colorful words here sprinkled throughout. So first of all, I'm going to say, this appears to me like a little llama, maybe, with his little friend, right? I'm going to say that maybe people might think that you are just somebody who's really watchful, but you don't interact a lot. That you might be a little bit spooked, easily spooked. Or gun shy is a word that I heard. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1. What is it that needs healing? What does it look like? And show me now. Okay. 7 of Swords. Okay. Let's pull another card. Along with that. And the Devil. So what needs to heal? Perhaps it could be said best by not feeling like you have to do everything alone and by not obsessing about things, okay? This is about sneaky behavior. This is also about, like, I do what I want when I want. You can't tell me anything, which I really relate to, by the way, okay? So there's no judgment there. I'm actually really being drawn by the light right back here. There's archway. And it appears that this man's just being stealthy and stealing 7 swords and trying to get out of Dodge, you know, with all the goods. And I feel like this could be stating, you know, this card is known typically as the lone wolf. This is like, I do everything myself. I don't need anybody. But also more negatively aspected. Is that a word? It could be simply indicating that, you know, I heard somebody's a klepto, okay? I don't know, I'm not here to judge your life, but that's what I heard. That might be for one person. So if you're used to taking things that don't belong to you, that is no bueno, friends. We know that. It's not good karma. Definitely not good. But I feel like this could just be saying also like a separation, like separating yourself from society, from other people, from friends and family or people that care for you. And having to do things like all on your own. And it might even be to the point, like such as myself, like I never even think, oh, you know, maybe I'll invite somebody to go with me. I just always do things by myself. And I am actually working on that currently. So you might be somebody that's like, your inner self is really trying to overcome that. Like when this little llama suit comes off, then we can see the whole skeleton of what's actually there, like the bare bones. And so don't be afraid to let people know exactly who you are or what your interests are, or feeling like you have to be like super shady or do everything by yourself. And it's not like I feel like I'm doing, you know, anything like super shady, or shady at all, in fact. But I'd give you an example. It's like I would go to the gun range and not tell anybody that I was going, because everybody that I lived around was not into that anyways. And it seemed to bother some people, and they're like, oh, well, aren't you the lone wolf? And that would kind of piss me off. I'm just giving you real life examples. I don't know why that really would upset me, but it would. So I happen to pick up this right here, and I have the Ace of Wands. This is a whole new different deck. I love this deck. And I got this on Etsy as well. It's Ace of Wands. And this is about following your passions. And so this is about, you know, not being afraid to follow your passions, but also share them with other people beneath the tides. And I almost feel like that's, you know, sharing what is beneath the llama suit, if you will, right? So definitely get yourself grounded with your crown chakra and everything. 8, 9, 10. So I just kind of out loud, much to my chagrin. And so 10 is about like completions, but it's also new beginnings. And it's a new beginning for you to be able to heal. If you have, you know, if you feel like people have a misconception about you, it's going to be up to you to really clarify those misconceptions. And it's not like you have to give anyone a reason for who you are, what you like. I have a lot of friends that definitely are not woo-woo like me. They don't believe anything about this. And I'm sure that when they hear about my readings and stuff like that, they kind of roll their eyes like, not that again. But that's okay, because we're all different. And like, I still, you know, if you're not into what I'm into, that's great. We can have mutual respect, even admiration. Now, the thing is that you can bring out what it is that you might think like is really unattractive, or, you know, like that example I gave you of going to the range by myself and things like that. And you might be surprised at how other people, you know, really take it, that maybe they might be enthusiasts or curious about it or whatever the case may be. And so be not afraid, wow, that was awkward, of unraveling like the real you and showing the real you, exposing yourself, not like in an illegal way. Please keep your clothes on, friends. But what I mean by that is just really sharing with the world like what it is that you're about. Not necessarily making public announcements, but just going ahead and saying, yeah, this is, something I enjoy doing. And if they don't like it, then they don't like it. Another example for myself would be like, for example, I said that twice, redundant, sorry, making kombucha. And so I'm going to be picking up a SCOBY here pretty soon. And I've had that interest for a long time. And so I'm going to be doing that soon as well. So don't get waylaid by things, and don't also get sidetracked by people who have like forming judgments and things like that. Or maybe it could also be that you're afraid that if you expose really like who you are and what you are, or what your interests truly are, that people will judge you, that they'll also try to control you. Because I feel like there's an element of control there as well. Okay, so show me why these cards are here for pile number 1. What needs to heal in this scenario, and show me how, please. Healing messages, and show me now. Yeah, so Secrets of the Supernatural. So it's a death card, and I'm laughing because I'm looking at this violin, and it makes me laugh because it's almost like the world's smallest violin, playing that little heartbreak song. And so it's going to be really important that you don't necessarily adhere to stories about poor me or believe the self-talk like that. It is not worth 10 cents. It's going to be really important that you kind of bring those things out and kind of deal with them. And people can really see and sense with that sonar, with the bat on here. They can feel that poor me, like, oh, poor me, nobody likes what I like, or they'll think differently of me and things like that. I feel like that needs to die a swift death in your life, and in particular. And I think that's just going to open up the world for you, okay? Because a lot of us has been hiding or doing things like in the dark simply because like we weren't comfortable, or we didn't really have the right friend group, or we had people surrounding us that did not support us, whatever the case may be. So show me more. Show me what needs to heal here for pile number 1, and show me now. 10 of Wands. Yeah, carrying that burden, carrying those burdens, being overtaken. Shudder, shake up, shiver, warning, murder, terror. That's so cool. Ghostly tales of spine-chilling horror. Now, I'm being led to look right here at his throat, and I almost feel like, I don't know if that's his cat. I need a new script, you guys. But I'm going to say that it looks to me initially like a Band-Aid. It feels like a Band-Aid on throat chakra. And also because it's almost like steam coming out of his mouth or close by it. I feel like maybe your words could have been silenced. It's been a really great burden for you to be silent for so long. And now it's going to be like hitting the reverse gear on your vehicle. It's like, okay, you're going to do reverse, and you're going to really start speaking your truth, really sharing with people, or not even just sharing with people, but just really being open about, who and what you are. It's like, yeah, I collect comic books. How old are you? Well, I mean, like, if you're surrounded by people like that, they're quickly going to fall away. And frankly, we don't want people around us who just don't vibe with us. I mean, it's just pure fakery, okay? Bottom of the deck, my friends. Juicy card. So I have the Lovers. I feel like this is just calling all people that are like of like mind. And it's not like we have to have everybody who's like identical to us around us, not by a long shot. But even just supportive, like this person that's marrying, this couple right here. This person's alive. Then, of course, we have a corpse bride, and we have a live person, presumably. And so it's like a lot of different people can actually resonate with you, not past tense. And it's going to be really great to have people like come support you or come share whatever it is that they're doing. I feel like this is going to turn over new soil. It's almost like when things get burnt to the ground, burnt to a crisp, and there's nothing to do but really turn the soil and kind of refuel that soil and get things growing once again. But I feel like this is going to come and happen really naturally. And it's going to be very beautiful. I feel like with the Lovers card, it's going to... oh, wow. We dare you to take these lovers. Okay. Thing from the sea and the strange cats. So that's what was tattooed on his neck. That was my cast. Anyways, yeah, but I feel like, well, tonight is a full moon, technically. So whenever it is that you happen to be watching this, it could be that you are drawn to a collective of other people that like feel similar, or you're going to stumble upon a group that is just, similar vibe as you. They think similar to you, and that's going to, I think, feel you and help you to feel like more alive, more excited about just life in general, about being more excited about being. That's a funny way of saying it, but you totally know what I'm saying. So it's going to be really important to embrace all things that could be potentially different for you at this point in time, even if it feels really uncomfortable at this very point in time. Okay, I just talked myself into full circle. Show me what I need to see here. We're using the Shaman's Dream Oracle card. I was going to keep this short. And show me now. Last message, please. Root girl. Yeah, baby. The disowned self. What did I tell you? So this is like, yeah, burning off everything that is no longer you and getting back to your roots, getting back to like who you most authentically are. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's another 10 as well. I just counted on my fingers. I'll fess up because you could not see that on camera. Why not? It's kind of funny. But Root Girl, the disowned self, just completely depicts and describes like what we've been discussing right now. It's time to reclaim like your most authentic self. I think that if you, for example, used to collect like comic books way back in the day, or if you collect oddities, or if you collect that glow-in-the-dark glass, what is it called? Uranium glass, silver glassware, all of that stuff, just whatever it is that brings you back to yourself. It's a time to burn through the things that are just a facade and get back to really who you are. And I think you're going to be so much happier and well received, way more well received than you think. Reading from the book, The Disowned Self, Hidden Beauty, the need for acceptance and love. What did I tell you? Pile number 1. Root Girl sits shivering, unclean and naked at the base of the tree of self. She's unloved, unwanted, and shunned for her deformities. She has no home but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of the sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that reintegrated and can lead you to wholeness and true purpose? This is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt or shame. When you project envy on others or any emotion or instinct that you've learned to express or deem unnatural, it's the homeless child self-crying for attention, acceptance, and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality as belonging to you. That's part of what I was saying, is just owning everything, like the flaws and the bumps and grumps and all of it. Because really, I mean, nobody's perfect, and y'all should stay off Instagram more often and quit watching TV so much. But if you could only look into the Root Girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your unmet need, you would realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. This part of you has been born when you were wounded and when you were conditioned to believe you're not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. You may have even inherited this creature from your ancestors. Interesting. Inherited this creature we're reading about, but I already look over here and it's like this creature that you inherited is actually bringing forth like real beauty. So worry not about that. But do what makes you happy, what you enjoy. Yes, I know I don't have a lot of subscribers. That's perfectly okay. And once again, there's a lot of people that don't really, people are like, oh, it's a waste of time or this or that. And I'm like, that's fine. Whatever you allot your time for, I'm not going to judge you for it. You just do you. If you want to do yoga, if you want to go running, if you want to do reading, whatever, that's your life. But this is really who I am. So I say embrace it joyfully, and you will find your people, your circle of friends, your tribe, whatever you wish to call it, okay? So with that, I will leave you, friends. If you enjoy this kind of reading, please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, and as usual, until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. This message is for you. So if you pick this cute little guy, this little cupcake dude, cupcake having a cupcake, we'll find out a little bit more about what's going on. So as per usual, I'm just going to get a little bit of sage to kind of get rid of any of the vibes or messages, whatever you want to call it, from the previous pile, and even any of my own. So first of all, let's ring the bell. I love the sound of that. So my friend just got me that, my friend Susie, and I'm so grateful. I love it. I'm a little bit obsessed with the bell, if you can't tell. So, for those of you that chose the cupcake, first of all, I want to say, sorry for coughing in your ear, but also, second of all, I'm going to say that I feel like a lot of you guys are real sweethearts. Like, I know, cupcaking, that kind of a thing, but a lot of you guys could be viewed as, oh my God, she's such a cupcake, or he's such a cupcake. So sweet, right? Let us look. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2, please. Pile number 2, is I feel like there's some hidden sassiness there. Pile number 2, what needs to be healed? What is going on for pile number 2? And show me now. Soul lesson, oh my gosh. Okay. I am not going to lie. I was totally thinking about that and about a particular person that this card came up for. So I would think that this would be this person's group. Oh, it says, Eternal Sunshine. I awake. I awake love. Soul lessons, clarity, and the solar plexus. But look, we've got the blue. We've got the gorgeous blue eyes. Not that I'm at all jealous, no. I'm going to go ahead and read from the good book real quick. And again, for those of you that are interested, I got this deck from Loot and Lore, and this beautiful bell was gifted to me, and it came from Loot and Lore as well, okay? So your soul lesson, pile number 2, clarity. Your true self is rising with your awareness. All the buzz around you isn't going to go away. Neither are the attempts to distract you, pull you off center, play into your insecurities, or hypnotize you to give your energy away. How can you find more clarity and focus in every moment? How can you clearly know how your true self so that when real opportunity arises, you can act towards your creative destiny? We live on a polarity planet, so working with the opposite forces of natural universal law can be very beneficial for us. For example, prana, the life force, comes with the breath, the inhale, but equally important is apana, the exhale and letting go. It seems you need both to activate your navel point and to take time for stillness and quiet reflection. To be vibrant and prosperous, you should engage your navel point in every aspect of your life. A morning practice that activates your navel point is vital to ensure your projection isn't off center for the day. Otherwise, things just won't line up as they should. Suggested practice: learn and practice the Sat Kriya every day. Okay, it's spelled S-A-T space K-R-I-Y-A. I guess I have to see resources too. If you already practice this, then increase your time and go deeper with your practice. Once you've learned this, practice it in nature. Go to the mountains or near a large body of water and practice it for 11 minutes and lie down and rest for 22 minutes. Then sit up slowly and make yourself comfortable and be still, just enjoying being you. And once again, that goes back to being a human being, not a human doing. So let's get close here, darlings. Everything is cattywampus, but we got it. Okay. For pile number 2. Pile number 2. Show me what needs to heal. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2, and show me now. Ace of Cups. I feel like your ability to give and to give freely and to be freely open with your emotions. I'm looking at these fish here. I don't know if they're koi fish. It seems to be more the ocean. And I feel like here's even like the resemblance of a lotus flower. And even these two swirls almost look like eyes to me. So I feel like it's the ability to be able to just be unabashedly you. Is that how you say it? Unabashedly. Yes. So it's going to be very important for you to be able to look for people that are safe, that will just respect you for being you. And sometimes, you know, we can't say things around certain people because they're not safe. Like if you have to refrain, rewind, rethink, tweak, rephrase, I don't know, or even completely censor or just not say what it is that you feel emotionally, then that is not a safe person. Bottom of the deck for you, pile number 2. I have the 8 of Wands, okay? Ooh, okay. 8 of Wands really talks about a lot of movement. Ooh, 5 of Wands. I definitely need my eyeballs checked. 5 of Wands, a lot of, we're going to say not movement, actually correction here, correction and rerouting. We got 5 of Wands and we have 2 people tug of war. So there could be 2 people tug of war, or you could be at war within yourself actually, or it could be a combination thereof. But I definitely feel 2 people tug of war over like what's appropriate at an emotional level, or like, no, you need to see it my way, that kind of a thing. I'm looking at the waters kind of receding back here. I heard hairline receding because somebody in the story could have a hairline that's receding as well. Sorry about the yelling again. Once again, I cannot control that, guys. I might have to close the window. But yeah, I feel like you're just a complete cupcake. I feel like you're so sweet and so giving and so loving and like ready to just like give cupcakes, I don't know, away to other people. And yet what's hidden beneath is like a little bit of a sadness. It's like even this person, okay, I'm going to close that door. Sorry. Pardon the disruption there. But I feel like right here we're looking at eyes. And right here, of course, this little skeleton doll figurine has no eyes. And I'm just saying that eyes have a lot to do with it. You could have these beautiful cornflower eyes. I don't know, I just called it that. Eternal sunshine eyes. Interesting. They remind me of the sky. So very beautiful. So you could have an affinity with blue. But I'm even looking at the ocean waters here, up here, kind of greenish blue. And I feel like this has to do with your throat chakra, with speaking your truth. And also, you know, the Ace of Cups is about like, I get you, like everything that makes me emotionally happy and content. I don't want to have to refrain it. I don't want to tug a war with you about the things. I don't want to have to filter my thoughts and my ideas, because I want to be around safe people that I could really safely express what it is that I'm feeling and thinking. Okay. So I think that that's one of the top things that we really need to consider. All right, Coco, don't add to the mix here. Next, I have the Ace of Pentacles, and this appears to be a journey. It seems to be like a big journey and a big clearing of a path. So maybe perhaps you're saying that there needs to be a path to be cleared here. A path needs to be cleared here for you to attain something that's solid and grounded. So I feel like you're going on a journey, maybe perhaps to clear out things and debris and people in your life, and to make things clear that you have a right to express yourself or feel emotionally connected to your most authentic self, whatever that means. If you really, for example, if you really love yoga and that is your thing and that is your life, or if you love clean eating, or if you're into protecting animals, or whatever your thing is, and you feel like you have to censor yourself around certain people because they don't like it or whatever, I think that you're going to clear up that road real soon. And that's where you're going to find your personal power. And that's what needs to be healed right here, because I feel like part of it is an inability to really, there's a sadness affiliated with just not being ourselves, right? When we have to hide, when we have to censor, when we're not accepted. Sorry, I got a lot of fuss going on here. And then I have my dog knocking at the door, right? So I want to look at this other deck here and see what is going on, because I'm not, well, let's see. So I feel like you want to build a solid foundation with people that really get you. And I feel like you're nearing the end of this struggle, this strife. I feel like part of it is a self-battle, but also I feel like there's other people battling with you. You can't make this up. Bottom of the deck, I have right here another Ace of Pentacles, guys. Pile number 2, whatever it is, you are going to be putting down a solid foundation. You're going to be meeting people that really get you, that aren't shocked by your skeletons or the depth of your emotion, or shocked by your past or your history, or whatever the case may be. It almost appears that this is a door open to like some kind of a bank robber or something like that, that he died, the witch's curse. Okay. But I'm just going to say that, you know, in real life, it just appears that you've been imprisoned in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like that is ending. I feel like doors are opening for you. And you might even find things about yourself that kind of surprise you. There might be some skeletons that you have to deal with, and issues that you want to kind of resolve. But in the end, that's going to clear the path for you to have that peace, to have that groundedness, and also to have that clarity, to be able to really be in your solar plexus and that energy of, this is who I really am and this is what I want and I know what it is, and to be able to confidently go after that. So the colors for you right now that would be really great to embody, to wear, to meditate on, or whatever it is that you do. I love like color therapy or everything experimental, is the colors green for your heart chakra. Also like your root chakra would need to be addressed so you could feel a lot more solid about things. And also the color blue for speaking your truth, okay? And then the obvious, the yellow, probably all of them. Anyways, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting here, even some of you guys listening to this reading right now, you're like, what? Like, there's no way that I could really do that. I heard off of their head, and I'm looking at this. Oh, it is. Look, it's oh my gosh. It starts with a G. Of course, I'll use your G words. Gillian. Oh my gosh. Okay, it will come to me after I'm done shooting. So whatever. But anyways, the Knight of Swords is about to get his head lopped off. So with a swiftness, we dare you. Okay. And so this is saying that, you know, I mean, this person is like fearful. Look at the eyes. I'm getting a lot of like, I feel like your eyes are really, really expressive. I feel like there's a lot of fear. It's almost like if you push back or if you really kind of like speak your truth from that depth of how you want to speak it, and from the angle that you want to speak it, that you feel like maybe heads will roll, mostly yours, right? So let's go ahead and get a clarifying card, because I do feel like you're clearing up debris, and I think that maybe you might meet, you will meet some resistance, but I also feel like the things that were not meant to be on your path will actually make a way and clear for people and things that can clearly find you and love you and accept you for like who you really are, instead of trying to control, manipulate, and be dogmatic about everything, okay? So show me why, if this pile number 2, why are these cards here for pile number 2 in regards to healing for pile number 2, and show me now. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Yes, friend. You're moving out of this blinding stagnation, this big gray whirlwind. It's almost like a dust devil, but you see it's like a goddess with a big old cloudy turban, dusty turban. So all the dusty, rusty, crusty is going away. Then number 5 is all about change. Number 1 is choosing yourself. It's being an individual. It's being okay with your personal truth and being able to stand tall in that and not being shaken by it. Other people can like it or cannot like it. And regardless, I feel like you're going to get way more centered to the point where it's like the chips fall where they may. And the people that directly oppose you, if they're meant to be in your life, they will actually settle down, simmer down, I heard, okay? So it's not going to be easy, but I do see the yellow for your solar plexus right here, which is echoed, an echo to this card right here as well. So anyways, that is the message I have for you. Continue being a cupcake. People love you for you. Again, I feel like you have stunning eyes. I do feel like there's a bit of a fear factor in facing this truth or owning up to it. But you don't have to be perfect. Just work your way through it. One moment at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time, whatever within capacity. And know that Spirit has your back, and you have people that have your back as well. And you have support of your ancestors that you haven't even, I'm sure, maybe you have thought about or felt around you, but you do have your ancestors supporting you. So with that, I will leave you. Even the cat is waving bye to you. Pile number 2, thank you so much, and namaste. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. So if you chose this cute little figurine, then this message is for you. Now before I get started, I am, as per usual, going to light a little bit of sage just to clear up any energies that are here previously. I was just going to say I did have to open up the sliding glass door again. Sorry about the yelling. I can't control that. So we're getting a little bit of sage here to get rid of any residual energies. Also, be careful with any earbuds that you may have. I'm going to go ahead and ring this beautiful bell that was recently gifted to me. And 4, 3, 2, 1. My beautiful friend Susie gave me that, and I just love it. So, for those of you new to the channel, extend a warm welcome. I can't even use my words today. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. So, pile number 3. I love this little figurine with his hands held, or its hands held, like by the side of the cheek. I feel like you're just really my optimistic group. I feel like regardless of what happens, you kind of have the pattern on just being content, being happy, having like a positive attitude. I feel like you're well known for that. I also feel like you're incredibly astute and underestimated, friends. Okay. So we're going to see how this reading shakes out, but this reading is all about what needs to heal and how does that look like in your life. And without further ado, let's find out, okay? I'm using the Self-Love Oracle that I did get at Loot and Lore as well. And by the way, the bell came from there if you're curious or interested. Show me what I need to see for pile number 3. Pile number 3, what do we have for thee? And show me now. Oh, how did I get like 2 for you? You guys are special. Astral travel. Interesting. So I'm looking at this. It's almost like, it's not a moon moth. We're going to look at the book, but it's number 30, which breaks down to a number 3. And here we have another number 3, the gift of dance, or a chakra. So dance could be very important to you, or the way to get out of this situation for you to heal even further is to dance. We'll see exactly how this is going to shake out. The number 3 for me is a lot about cooperation, about getting all the cogs working together, getting them close enough to work together, building a community of like-minded people. I heard misfits. Could be that you collect people or hang out with people that are considered misfits, things like that. I'm sorry, I'm looking for... Okay, here we go. I'm looking for answers. Will you help me? Okay. Astral travel. Let your heart have wings. This is guidance to step forward with love in your heart and travel to offer healing to others beyond what you imagine. So maybe you're a healer as well. To do this, you'll need to work in the astral plane with the tool of meditation, which may mean some extra sturdy, which may mean some extra sturdy or going deeper. I can't even talk about this retainer, it's crazy. Into your existing practice. There are lots of magical superpowers called siddhis that develop when you have a firmly established meditation and yoga practice. I probably pronounced that wrong. You have an ability to project your presence in a healing form to wherever healing is needed. You will know, using the self-luminous, starry astral light which fills the world, you can learn to astral travel to those who would benefit from your loving presence. We have the ability to be everywhere, all at once. Our hearts have more power than 108 suns. It is the strongest of all centers and affects 108 trillion times more effectively than the head. The heart has the power of 108 suns. Whenever you pray with your head, it will take a long time. You have to go through the intellect, through circumstances, environment, space, and time. Whenever you sing or pray with your heart, it is timeless, spaceless, and absolutely effective. It works. By Yogi Bhajan. Sorry about my pronunciation, guys. So maybe perhaps in order for you to get into this meditation even deeper, there is some form of yoga that you might be able to take or teach or just to continue doing, but on a deeper realm. Instead of thinking about things, going ahead and physically doing them. So this is taking whatever practice that you're doing into a deeper sense of experience. So for some of you guys, that would include astral travel. I personally don't deliberately set out to astral travel. It kind of freaks me out. I don't like the roaring. It comes, for me, it comes with like a roaring noise and I hear it and it kind of gets me all discombobulated, but each to their own, right? Then we have the gift of dance. So another method is just to really lose yourself in the moment. And I really resonate with that. It's like being all in our heads on how to heal and how to get things done, when really it's like getting that from the heart. And I think about if you believe in prayer or worship or anything that's like outside of yourself, really communing with not just spirit, but with Mother Nature and things like that. how you feel it in your heart center. So I think that's pretty amazing. It's more powerful than 108 suns. Anyways. So, yeah, but you have a lot of like life and juice to give to the world as well. I feel like you have kind of a little bit of a childlike like admiration or anticipation. So it's like, oh goody, let's, do this. And I really love that enthusiasm for you. And I think it's very contagious. People look at that anticipation that you have, and they wish that they can imitate it as well. So it's very cool. Show me here what needs to heal, please, for pile number 4. Yeah, pile number 4. Now I'm like doubting myself, and I need to count. 1, 2. Oh, this is pile number 3. I'm sorry. Pile number 3, huh? Pile number 3 with the red eyes. So maybe you're a little bit nocturnal. Maybe a little bit feral like a cat, appearing to be super, super sweet. And then you can bring out those little claws whenever it is that you please, right? Nothing wrong with that. But I did get that feeling that you get underestimated quite a bit, by the way. So pile number 3. Sorry about that. Pile number 3. What do we have for thee? And show me now. The 9 of Cups. Well, I just think you're doing pretty well right now. The 9 of Cups is enjoying yourself. I mean, this person is completely feeling herself. I love that. She's in her true form, true essence. I don't think that you like pretend at all. She's completely connected to all of the cups and enjoying what Spirit has given her, what she has earned, in touch with her emotions as well. I love that for you. I feel like there's a little bit about like what needs to heal and changes more your mindset about something more than anything, okay? So I feel like you're doing pretty good. Show me more about that. Show me more about the mindset for pile number 3, please. And show me now. A little bit of clearing of the area to set down firmer roots, more authentic roots, clearing some clutter, clearing some clutter of your mind, some past judgments, and debris that might still be lingering there. Show me more about what needs to be cleared out for pile number 3, please, and show me now. Temperance is having a balance of all things. Look at how this lady, the Temperance card is about healing, I feel like you can actually get a little bit more sun. I feel like you need a little bit more stillness, like getting still within yourself and not so much having like people around all the time necessarily, and not always doing, but getting centered. This person is almost like, yeah, in meditation or even just dancing, but by yourself, like something to do with just you. And this is about higher learning, higher knowledge, and allowing things to grow by using all different elements and an alchemy happening, but also having the sun maybe hit your forehead or touching your forehead or kissing your forehead, things like that, of course, responsibly. I'm well aware, the whole SPF industry. We need to take care of our skin, our bodies, and things like that. And that's why it's suggested that, the first 15 minutes of the day for sun gazing or being out in the sun, and the last 15 minutes of the day are okay, but everything else you want to be really careful with. Also, there might be a need for you to get some eyewear or eyeglasses. This almost is starting to look like that to me. But I feel like you might be looking at growing something totally different, something totally foreign, and something just really that you're not familiar with, okay? I do feel like you have a lot of noise in your life. It is not a bad thing, but it could be an overindulgence or over-medicating on other people or things or doing. So there is a need. I feel like you kind of protect your mind. Also, don't let people know, like, really what is on your mind. And I think that is about to transform in a way for you to be able to be heard. Because I almost feel like this flower in the background is morphing into an ear. So I feel like even your clairaudience could be like popping awake. You do shield your mind quite a bit. Show me what I need to see. I feel like when things like you don't agree or things are unpleasant or you're not like happy with them, that you really kind of just keep your opinions to yourself, which I think is fine. And a lot of times, but I feel like with you, there's just a little bit more of a need to kind of open up your mind just a little bit more. I think you're going to be really surprised at what grows and how things unfold for you. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. I said open up your mind a little bit. This is like, nope, nope, I'm fine. I'm just fine the way I am. This is like your security. You keep things to yourself quite a bit. People cannot know this about you. And I think that that's why you're underestimated quite a bit. Because with this here, I feel like this kitty's like so cute and cuddly. And yet you've got the laser vision. I see everything. And yet I am cute and cuddly. And, what is that? Pollyanna Perfect or Sunshine Susie? I don't know. Just very like optimistic all the time, which is great. But I also feel like you're very astute. And some of that, I think that that is going to crack open for you. Yeah, Seven of Swords reversed. Interesting. So this is about not doing things in the middle of the night by yourself. Not so physically in the middle of the night. Could be. But not being the lone wolf. And I feel like this is just kind of backing up. It's like I don't really like to be alone, or I don't really necessarily want to be alone with my thoughts, especially. I think that even when you are alone, you don't sit and kind of like meditate or self-reflect a ton. You tend to keep yourself busy, okay? That in itself is not a bad thing, but I think a little bit of self-reflection, even journaling what is going on in your mind is going to be helpful to you. Eight of Cups is walking away from a situation, something that you poured a lot of time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into, and you're not going to be doing it anymore, okay? And that's what's going to really help you to be able to heal. So it's not like you have like major things, but there is something that you really have put a lot of time and effort into, and that you got your security from perhaps, but that needs to really change, and you're walking away from that so that the wheel can actually turn for the better. And I almost even look at this, and it's an echo of the emblem on her forehead right here that really talks about the sun and the third eye. So I feel like maybe there is a shield around your pituitary gland. Pineal gland. And it would be really good to kind of try to decalcify that. You could use Shilajit or tamarind juice or anything else that's out there. You can look that up. But I feel like there's kind of some resistance to that. That's going to help stir you and navigate you on the correct course for you. So while I do think that you are doing really, really well and good for you, I feel like also you do have I think at least one major thing to kind of open up to just a little bit more. That's going to give you clarity. That's going to give you wisdom. But also it's going to bring so much more richness into your life, the life that you already have. I feel like you have, a beautiful life right now. And things are going really, really super well. But I am a little bit concerned because there seems to be kind of a restriction of the mind right here. So I don't know. Take that message if you will. And if not, then you could look at a different pile. No worries there. I do want to get one more message from this beautiful deck. It's called a Shaman's Dream. Show me what I need to see for pile number 3, please. Show me what I need to see for pile number 3. Last message, and show me now. Falling Angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Oh my gosh. Well, that is too much. The number 19. So we're going to go ahead and get the good book here. Sorry about my chair creaking. I can't do anything about it, believe it or not. So if you're thinking oil it, well, it's between the leather. And unless I cut it open, I'll see how I can do that. Anyways, moving on. Falling Angel. Falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. You're being cautioned now not to fall asleep or go unconscious. You've been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading towards the trees below and possibly a nasty landing. Remember, all that you need to do to stop being a falling angel is to spread your wings to halt your descent, and then find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and to have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided change. You will know when the time is right. That's interesting because that's what this talks about. It's like forging a different path or opening up a different way. And then here, a great change. And it's going to allow you to stir your destiny in a way that you would not have predicted, but in a way that is way more uplifting and way more fulfilling for you. You have a lot of tens here, a lot of completions of cycles as well. So with that, my friends, please do smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy this reading, thank you so much. And namaste. Hi, pile number 4. This message is for you. So before we get any further, we're going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage to get rid of any and all other energetics here. Energy, any vibes, any whatevers, including my own. Pile number 4, if you chose this pile, you chose this cute little guy. All right. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell in 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you chose pile number 4, you chose this cute little guy right here, dressed in a little octopi outfit. Is that how you say it? Because it's singular? Okay. So he's got a little fish friend right here. And I feel like this can even mean that you are somebody who's constantly just super, super busy, okay? You've got your fingers in a lot of different pies. You've got a lot of stuff going on. And we are going to find out a little bit more about exactly what is going on. Let's find out. Pile number 4. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping in. If you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping by to see what shenanigans is going on today. Pile number 4, what do we have for you? Show me what I need to see for pile number 4. It's going to be healing, helpful, helping them grow. Pile number 4, and show me now. So listen, joy. Okay. And once again, I apologize for all the noise. If you're listening to that, I cannot control any of that. Unfortunately, yeah. Moving on. So it's the number 13. We're going to read from the good book. Soul lesson is joy. Let go of overthinking and comparison. Your soul asks you to contemplate the following affirmations. I simplify my life and return to the grassroots of being a sovereign human. I bring my true, heart-centered values to life through every thought, word, and action. My whole life is joy. I am the energy of joy, uninhibited, valid, invaluable, unified, and full. I let go of all comparison and overthinking. I work to clear my chakras and especially open my heart and third eye so I may live with true wisdom and joy to inspire others to do the same. I let go of all defensiveness. I no longer engage in thoughts, words, or actions that are defensive. I have nothing to hide and nothing to prove. I am loving and steadily progressing through my soul's lessons to unfurl into a joyously creative life. I let go of me and fully embrace and acknowledge that life is an experience of we. I am supported and always have been. The universe moves through me and meets me with a warm embrace. I apply myself to experience true intimacy with myself and others. So your soul lesson is about joy and even accepting and thinking about things different, that you have been supported by spirit. Sometimes that's really difficult to see or acknowledge. Show me what I need to see here for pile number 4. Show me what I need to see, need to heal, and show me now. Okay, so I'm feeling like I'm going back to this little octopus guy right here. And what I'm being told is like you don't have to produce. You don't have to be busy. You don't have to see results to be worth something. You can do things simply for the sake of doing, for the joy of doing, for the happiness of doing. And sometimes, like in the quiet of the morning when everything is super still, and let's say you're like washing a couple of dishes and that water runs through your fingers and it just feels so refreshing and so beautiful. And you're in that one split second just feeling completely free and at peace. That's what we're talking about, is joy. Taking joy in everything and anything that you possibly can. And really even like reconfiguring the idea of what joy means to you. We're sold on a dream that joy has to be bought and paid for and owed, most of all, right? We have to be in debt. We have to own homes and cool cars and have these lovely degrees and all these little initials after our names. You know, and these paper things that we put in plaques and on walls and things like that in order to be happy. Those things are valuable. But what about listening to the flow of a stream or the rain falling or a child's laughter or watching the wind blow the leaves of the trees back and forth, or watching the squirrels play in the trees, or even watching a tree so like watching a tree shed its nuts. Yeah, I said it, sorry. So watching a tree just like all of a sudden losing its acorns, like it happens here. And it's just so comical to me. It amuses me, and I'm like, I hope I don't get thunked in the head, but if I do, it's still kind of amusing. I just love to watch nature, and some of that is just even the beauty of, like in American Beauty, when the guy opens up with a story about how he loves photography, and there's this like paper blowing in the wind, and it just completely steals his attention. I feel like that. That scene like took my breath away, and because I could so relate to it, watching a leaf move through the wind and thinking, okay, it's gonna finally fall to the ground, and nope, it gets picked up once again. But just real simple things like that. What is it that gives you joy? And returning to that, and knowing that you don't have to have all of your hands in every pie. You don't have to meet everybody else's standards in order to, like, even this little guy is like, see, look at me. I'm happy. And I'm happy doing all these things with all my little hands. And I'm attaining that star that everybody's like, oh, it's unattainable, you know, that happiness. But really, that smile seems a little bit glued on, even though it is a little figurine. So I'm going to say a little bit less doing, a little bit of latching onto things, a little bit less getting your security from evidence from the world that you are doing okay, and just really focus on being a human being and not a human doing. And I heard that on a channel. I don't remember who said it. Yeah, the Two of Cups, maybe perhaps just focusing on like an energetic exchange. If you have a partner, if you're currently partnered, it would be nice for you to be able to sit down with your partner with their knowledge. Please don't make it creepy. And then say that you heard to do this on this channel, because I'll totally believe it, by the way. But really sitting with your partner and like looking eye to eye and sitting that way just for quite some time and not breaking the silence and having an energetic exchange with your partner or a dear friend or someone that you care about, and how powerful that is. Never mind like putting your hand on their chest, once again with permission, if those of you are not partnered, or even if you are partnered, and feeling their heartbeat while you look into their eyes and not saying anything, and just kind of communing that way. And the beauty of that, I think, might really be striking and might really move you. So I don't know what else came out, but here we are. Pile 4. So I've got 2 twos. So maybe perhaps this is saying that you're protecting your heart. There is an issue with a stalemate, something that you are at crossroads with, that you have to make a decision on, that you don't want to make a decision on. Looking at this lady, she appears to be submerged in water from almost like the hips down. So I'd say like the root chakra and the sacral chakra submerged, and it's almost not overstimulated, but they're almost open too wide, and they're definitely out of balance. So I would say, trying to get those 2 chakras in alignment is going to be really, really important to you. And maybe you're placing too much emphasis on your living and how you live, your living space and things like that to give you joy or even pleasure. Those 2 things can really disrupt you if you're out of balance, and you're out of balance. But we're going to find out a little bit more with this deck. I'm going to go ahead and use this cool deck. Show me more of what I need to see. What needs to be healed, please? So maybe you're just at odds with someone. This is stating that you just need to look into their eyes and get right back to basics, or make a decision regarding someone that maybe you don't see eye to eye with, because this person cannot see it whatsoever. And it could be a decision of like, okay, well, we're still friends, but you're going to be this degree of separation because we no longer drive or on the same thing, whatever the case may be, or my joy isn't exactly like your joy. Or maybe this person takes pleasure in things that you just have no interest in, or whatever the case may be. I feel like there needs to be a reevaluation in order for you to be able to connect once again, or simply stating that there is a decision that needs to be made in order for you to feel healthy. So I have bottom of the deck, the 8 of Swords here. Let's see if we come in closer. Witch's Tales, we dare you to read these eerie tales of supernatural horror. 8 of Swords. It's like I can't do anything about it. And this is a little bit of what this vibe has given me. It's like I can't do anything about it. My hands are full. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all that. Maybe you're doing too many things for other people, or just too many things in general, period. It says Servants of the Thing. And that's for the future issue. So it's like, what exactly are you going to be serving? What exactly is it that's bringing you joy? You feel a little bit trapped right now. I didn't see it, but I feel like a diamond. This could be regarding a marriage or the potential of getting married to someone. Maybe someone wants to get married and you don't. Or it could be that somebody wants to be in a marriage and you don't, or vice versa, things like that. And I almost feel like this in the background behind the witch is almost like a looking glass. You could be really interested in like mirrors and scrying, or dark mirror scrying, which I think is fascinating personally, or fire scrying, anything like that. But I think there's a need to really kind of be real with yourself about what it is that you desire and about your close connections, okay? Because it seems like this close connection that you're so in deep with, there's some kind of resistance. And I'm not entirely sure what that resistance would be. Each case, each person is going to be, of course, different. Maybe it's just saying that you are doing too much within the relationship. They need to pull their own weight in order for there to be more of an equitable exchange, more balance. Maybe this is saying that you are just a little bit too busy outside of the relationship and you need to kind of like reel in those little tentacles and be like, okay, I'm just going to be a little baby octopi and kind of relax and play a little bit more. So there's a lot of variables to this. Show me what I need to see for pile number 4, please. Pile number 4. Show me what I need to see. Why are these cards here? What can help heal? Pile number 4 and show me now. Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. We have that again. You have another, you may have been attracted to another pile as this came out before. So this is just really not sleeping on yourself. This is not following the lead of other people and just really following what it is that your soul is connected to, that you are really drawn to do in spite of what people around you say. I just cracked open the deck and I have a tidy house, clarity and organization. So perhaps this involves like being really busy and, you know, busy with work and home and relationships and the whole 9 yards. And then a tidy house might really help your situation. Or it might be that you and your partner might be just not seeing eye to eye on how to maintain a home and the level of tidiness or what is tidy to the other. But hey there, we're taking 2. It's funny, cat or pillar, opportunity number 4. So 4 to me is about the home and the hearth as well. And the caterpillar, you may have a lot of changes going on in the home as well. And a lot of eyes, a lot of like looking at things. And this caterpillar's looking at me. It's like, I'm looking at you, okay? But a lot of changes and fluctuations that you might be eyeballing. And maybe it's just time to clean house. You know, if you're living with your partner, things like that, you might have, you know, some things that might help with you getting a little bit more organized and tidying things up, might help your brain just to think clear, okay? I'm kind of intrigued by this, so I'm interested in what the good book has to say about that. So let's have a look here. Pile number 4. Interesting. And card number 4. Caterpillar. Transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. Yeah. So this is about, hey, we don't have to be busy just to be busy. I just had a card fall out from this. Is that crazy? Little booklet. What? Oh my gosh. Stop. I have no idea how, but this was in the booklet, and it's not even the deck that I'm using today. And is a 3 of Swords. So perhaps this has something to do with some heartache, some betrayal, fear of heartache, fear of betrayal. The energy of Caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you're being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in the moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It's time to break away from habitual responses, to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or a frown or a look of awe in those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change, which is what you're bound by here. It's something that you feel kind of trapped within your mind. You're not really trapped. It's a decision you have to make. You're protecting your heart. But maybe it's a decision that might lead to heartbreak, you're saying. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand rock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Okay, so I'm not saying get in a staring contest with your partner, but we have staring here, we have staring here, and we have I don't see anything here, which is really interesting because these two cards are both about like a little bit of like the shades of gray. Putting on that blinder so that you don't see anything that may cause you some heartache or heartbreak. So maybe it's time for you to clean your home and take a look and see what is going on in your relationship. And for some of you, it might cause some heartbreak. Whew, that's heavy. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your actions is essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. So one last thing I want to point out, because this is so strange to me, how the Three of Swords came out from a different deck entirely and literally jumped out for your reading. So we have the Three of Swords right here, was his betrayal, it's heartache, heartbreak. It's almost like lingering on the top of your mind. There is a lot of fog behind. So maybe this is saying that I've been so busy, my partner hasn't been paying attention to me. Maybe it's time to look in each other's eyes and get real and get nitty gritty and see what's going on with your partner, things like that. But this is also like, this sword has like pierced his brain. This sword is also almost at his throat chakra. It's almost like cutting your own speech off. And this sword is just like defensive also. So it can be an element of defensive. I don't want to speak this truth, or I don't want to say what's coming to my mind. So any of those can have some merit into this story or this narrative. That will help you get unstuck, is dealing with that and speaking your truth. If you're not partnered with anyone else, then this can mean just simply looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing what it is that needs to change. What is it that you feel stuck about? What is it that you have to make a decision about and yet you don't want to make a decision, so you just wait? The next full moon can be a really big deal for you guys. It could be, well, I'm shooting this during a full moon, but whenever this timeless reading, so whatever the case may be, just make sure that you address it, because it's in your mind anyway, and if you don't address it, it's going to be a big problem for you, right? Don't stay tied up here, because there's still action that you can do, whatever this is, in order to help you to avoid maybe even the heartache, okay? So much love to you, pile number 4. If you like this kind of reading, smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, namaste.